Hey everyone, let's talk about something I think we've all felt at some point. That moment when your relationship starts to feel a little less like a grand adventure and, well, a little more like a daily checklist. Today, we're going to dive into a super simple but really powerful guide for intentionally creating more joy and connection with your partner. So let's get right into it.
Does your life together ever feel like that movie, Groundhog's Day? You know, you wake up, you go to work, you come home, you figure out dinner, you watch a little TV, and then you do the exact same thing all over again the next day. It is an incredibly common feeling, but man, that doesn't make it any less draining.
I mean, it's a comfortable rhythm, right? It's easy. But over time, that same exact routine can make even the most solid connection feel kind of stagnant, a little too predictable. And that sense of adventure you once had, it just seems to fade into the background of everyday life.
But, and this is a big but, there is a powerful way out of this cycle. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Sabrina Romanoff, the secret sauce is to actively savor the good stuff together. Now, this is so much more than just having fun. It's a real psychological tool for making your bond stronger. And we're going to break down exactly how that works by the end of this.
Okay, so Act 1, breaking the daily routine. Let's look at some creative and honestly pretty simple ways you can immediately shake things up.
The classic dinner and a movie date is, well, it's a classic for a reason, but it can also become just another part of the routine we're trying so hard to break. The goal here is to think outside that box. And you have to remember, a great date is not about how much money you spend, it's all about the shared experience.
So for a night out, think about something that gets you working together or laughing together. Joining a trivia team puts your brains on the same side. An escape room that literally forces you to collaborate under pressure. In a dance class, that's a whole new way to connect physically.
And what if you've got a free afternoon? A day trip can feel like a total reset button. You could wander through a museum, hunt for some hidden treasures at a thrift store, or just take a walk in a park you've never been to before. It's all about changing your scenery and seeing the world together from a slightly different angle. You don't even have to leave the house to break out of a rut. The key is just to reframe what a night in actually means. So instead of just passively zoning out in front of the TV, you can actively create something together, a new meal, a piece of art, or even just some good old-fashioned friendly competition over a board game.
Okay, quick pause here. If you're finding these kinds of practical tips useful for building better connections in your life, just take a second to hit that subscribe button. We break down topics just like this all the time, and it's honestly the best way to make sure you don't miss out on the next one. All right, let's keep it moving.
Next up, let's level up. Act 2, exploring new ground together. This is about moving beyond just a single date night to creating bigger, more lasting memories.
This is so important. Getting away, even just for a little bit, it removes all the daily distractions. The laundry, the emails, the to-do lists. It carves out this protected time where the only thing you have to focus on is each other and this new experience you're sharing.
And look, a getaway doesn't have to be some huge, expensive vacation. Check out these ideas. A one-night stay in a cool rental just a town over, or driving to a nearby city just for a special dinner, or even just camping overnight in a state park. These are real, accessible adventures.
Exploring new ground can also just mean finding a new hobby. And there are two really great ways to approach this. A shared hobby is something you learn and do together, like taking a pottery class. But a parallel hobby is just as valuable. That's where you each do your own thing, but you're in the same room, just sharing that space without any pressure. Both are amazing for creating connection.
Okay, for our final act, let's bring the energy down a little. Let's talk about relaxing and reconnecting. Because after all the hustle and bustle, it's just as important to focus on the quieter, more intimate side of your bond.
Sometimes the best way to connect is just to de-stress together. The number one rule here is removing distractions. So if you're going to watch a show, make a pact. No phones. Just be present with each other. Reading in the same room, doing a puzzle, these simple acts of shared quiet time can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, and this one is probably my favorite idea from the source material. Taking a walk down memory lane is just such a beautiful way to reconnect with why you fell for each other in the first place. Looking at old photos reminds you of your shared history, and it reinforces that foundation. And, crucially, it lets you dream about the future together.
So, we have covered a ton of ideas, but let's get to the big takeaway here. The real power of shared fun. Why does all of this stuff actually work?
This is the absolute heart of it.
Joining a trivia team or going camping isn't just a way to kill a Tuesday night. It is a conscious, deliberate choice to invest in the health and happiness of your relationship. It is a true act of care.
And that brings us right back to Dr. Romanoff. Here's the psychological payoff. By choosing to do these fun things, you are actively shifting your focus. You're literally moving your mental energy away from those banal routines or little arguments, and you're pointing it directly towards appreciation and gratitude.
This whole process actually has a name: gratitude conditioning. Now, I know it sounds a little clinical, but it's really just about practice. The more you practice savoring positive moments together, the more you condition your brains to see the good in your relationship. You're basically reinforcing all the positive pathways, making your bond stronger from the inside out.
So I will leave you with the question on this final slide. After everything we've talked about today, what's just one new memory you want to create together? Don't just think about it, talk about it, plan it. That spark is right there, just waiting for you.